Hello, everyone. We are back. Gosh, I feel like it's been a minute since we've been here with you.
Yeah.
And oh, wow, the summer's coming to an end. And, we're excited for this, like the Burr months, we call them, right? September, October,
Right.
November, December. The Burr months are coming up, Q4 and fall season. So, yeah, it's a good time to be with you again and come back on here. Elvira and I were just chatting behind the scenes about just life, right? And things sometimes get in the way, business stuff, personal stuff, and it can feel like a setback, or they can feel like, oh, why is this happening right now? When things are going really well, or you're on a good rhythm, in your business, and just you get thrown a curveball, right? Whether it's you or you're the person that you care about the most, or a family member, right? And
Yeah.
so we were just chatting a little bit about that, and returning that setback into, a lesson, right? What could I learn from this? Instead of thinking, woe is me, or why me, think, how is this happening for me? And I know Elvira
Right.
talks about this a lot. Like, how could this be happening for you, right? Because you're the miracle mindset coach and expert. And so why don't you hop in and share a
Yeah.
little
Thank
bit?
you. Yeah, so I'm thrilled to be back on another episode of Thriving Your Mission with you, Tavia. Our conversations just light me up, and I really hope that they can support the people that need them too, because this is what we're here to do, right? Hey, that rhymes. But yes, definitely, this idea that life is happening for us, not to us, right? If you can, like me, former crap magnet victim, like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? How about we flip the script on that
Mm,
and say, wait, how is this happening for me?
mm,
And when we just ask ourselves those better questions, as opposed to why is this happening to me, victim, crap magnet, wah wah, down here, to like empowered miracle magnet, wow, how is the
mm,
universe helping me become a better me so that I can live my mission, right? So I
yeah.
invite us all to see that our challenges there to just knock us out and, like we're dead on the road kind of thing, like roadkill, or are our challenges there to help us rise and be even stronger, right? Because it's like working muscles, right, in the gym, right? You're breaking down those muscles so that they can get even stronger. Ooh, there's a good analogy. I haven't used that
Yes.
one before. Yeah.
Yes. I
What do you
always
want
think
to share
about
about
that.
that?
No, I always think about that because, when you work out at the gym, and like I'm getting back into lifting weights again, and I realize, like, yeah, I know. And it's good as we age, we have to be thinking about our bones and
Yeah.
keeping them strong. And
Yeah.
we want to avoid falling and getting hurt and getting injured. And as we age, we're not as agile, right? So it's really important for our overall health to be lifting weights so that we have
Yeah.
strength. And when you lift weights, you're right, you breaking down the muscle so that it can rebuild itself. So
Yeah.
that's how it works. So why would we not think that it could work in our mind, right? Or this, of course, the analogy makes so much sense when you think about it. Of course we have to. It's going to be hard, it's going to hurt, and then we get stronger from it.
Yeah.
So even
Yeah.
if something feels
Exactly.
like a curveball, and it's like, wow, that hurt, or that stung, or ooh, that feels painful for a bit, we have to realize it's always going to be there to benefit us, because
Yeah.
we're going to be stronger from it, right? Whether it's
Right.
an emotional sting or it's a physical sting,
Yes.
it still is going to make us stronger no matter what. Just like you said, like lifting weights, it
Yeah.
hurts. It's not
Yeah.
easy. It's painful, actually. When you really lift weights hard, it's painful, and you're like,
Yeah.
ugh, and it hurts, right? Like those 2 days after, I'm like out of
Yeah.
pain, muscles are sore. But you know what? I'm getting stronger. Then you start to see that. You get to physically
Yeah.
see the benefits, right?
Yeah.
But it takes time too. It's
Yeah.
not overnight. right?
It's
That's the other
true.
thing.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I also believe that when you have the right tools in your toolbox, you can get through it faster, and this is the work that I do. And I have a beautiful team, global team that facilitate using my teachings and tools gifted to me at rock bottom when I didn't want to live anymore. But I was meant to live to share these with the world. And now I have a beautiful team that's doing that. And so this idea that, we don't, it hurts, but it doesn't have to hurt for a long, long time. Like for me, most of my life was crap magnet, living out of alignment, victim, wasn't allowed to be me. Remember, saw the women jazz singers on the stage and wanted to be one of them, was told I couldn't. And so I became a crap magnet victim of, like my dad was in charge, I was the people pleaser, I was the imposter. What do I need to do, daddy, to get your love? Right?
Mm-hmm.
No way to live. But I was meant to show people that you can live like that up until, like, for me, my mid to late 40s. I had my crash, my breakdown that led to the breakthrough, this spiritual awakening that allowed me to receive these teachings and tools. And I can't even imagine being that person again, right? That is the victim, woe is me. Because now when things happen, the first thing I ask myself is, wow, how is this going to benefit me? How is this going to benefit others? How is it going to benefit the world that I've gone through this?
Yeah.
So every single crappy thing that's ever happened in my business, and some really crappy things have happened in my business, trust me, I didn't get stuck in victim mode. I was
Mm.
able to transmute it quickly as soon as I was able to process it, not spiritually bypassing, because there's feels, you got to feel the feels. Otherwise, you're just going to get stuck, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
felt the feels, but I'm able to shift so quickly. You don't even know I went there. This is
Yeah.
what they talk about in Landmark too. They say landmark leaders have done so much inner work that they go there, but they don't stay there long. They're able to
Yeah.
come back so quickly. You never know where they went there. And it's the same with my modality,
Mm-hmm.
which happened to work better for me than landmark, by the way. But that's just my story. And so everybody needs different things, I believe. All modalities matter. That's what the miracle magnet movement is all about. And so, yeah, so what I've noticed is that when we drop, so imagine, XY axis, okay? And we're here, right? We're on the 0 point here. And then something bad happens. Ooh, we drop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I've noticed: we don't go back to where we are eventually, we actually go double. So this is how we grow, right? Diamonds are made under pressure, right? This, going to the gym, lifting the weights, we have to go through that gift of contrast, that negative situation that allows us to learn something so we don't go back to where we were, we go double. So I just
Yes.
keep up leveling and up leveling and up leveling through all the negative circumstances that have come my way. And trust me, there's been a lot. So I
Yes.
am grateful for all of it. So I want, everyone that's watching this to realize when they shift their story of why is this happening to me, to how is this happening for me, what am I learning, how am I getting stronger, how am I going to be a better me for my family, for my business, for the world.
Mm.
Those are the better question. That's the better question to ask. How's this happening for me? So do you resonate
Yeah.
with that?
I resonate with that. And I think that's what we have to remember. And that's why we were doing this today, because we all deal with stuff, whether it's your own thing or it happened to somebody you care about, right? Which I was sharing with Elvira,
Yeah.
and it's tough, right? It's tough. And being a business owner, it can pull you back. It can feel like, oh, like this feels like a challenge for me to now overcome when I have to
Yeah.
go and be an entrepreneur. Like
Yeah.
it's not easy sometimes. Not like a 9 to 5 job. You get paid no matter how sick you feel, right? You got a
Yeah.
sick day, right? We don't have
Yeah.
really sick days, paid sick days, paid sick leave in the entrepreneur world. So we feel like we have to show up despite all this crap. You got to show up anyway.
Yeah.
And so it is about, turning those, what we would call setbacks, maybe potentially, or turn it into that stepping stone, right? This is
Yeah.
exactly why we are talking about this today. It's like, how could this help you? How could
Yeah.
it serve you in your business. And I feel like that's the thing we don't always talk about, because for
Yep.
some reason, I think we feel like it makes us look like, I don't know, it discredits us or something by
Mhm.
sharing these things. But I actually think sharing these things makes you more relatable,
Yeah,
and sharing your
exactly.
vulnerability makes you more like relatable to your ideal clients, right?
Yeah.
Because they can say, oh my gosh, I've been through that. Oh, I know
Yeah.
exactly how that feels, and look, this person has overcome it. And I know when I've shared those stories, people, I get all kinds of comments, right? Because people are like, wow, thanks for sharing that. Like, I can so relate. And that makes you not just like the expert that can solve XYZ, right? It makes you a more relatable person,
Yeah.
because that's who buys from you. It's people that can relate to you and they think you're credible,
Exactly.
not just like, oh, they're the expert and I need to give them my money, right?
Yeah.
It's the relatableness, I think. Hmm.
Yeah, because they see they can do it too. Because
Yes.
they hear your story of where you were and where you are
Hmm.
now, and they
Hmm.
realize, oh, I can do this too. So
Yes.
how we lead ourselves is how, we can inspire others, right? And this is what I do in my modality, where it's one modality. It saved my life, and I'm now the mouthpiece for it. The Love Your Vibe Miracle Mindset, and I have a team that facilitate it, but they also put their own stories, messages, and magic on my platform, because
Hmm.
I believe that, and not just me, my team and I believe that all modalities matter. Whatever's
Hmm.
helped you go from here to here is what you now can share with the world. And I give them a platform where they can do that, because we
Hmm.
need all of our stories. Our stories are the ones that show people they're not alone, right? Who's
Yeah.
the only person that can help someone in AA? Do you know who is?
Um, I mean, I think it's the people that go there, right? They help each other, right? Because they're
Yeah,
sharing their stories. They're getting up, they're being vulnerable, it's judgment
exactly.
free.
Yeah,
And when they get up and share, other people can relate to that story, and it makes it
exactly.
feel a little bit less like shameful, right?
Yeah,
Because, oh my
exactly.
gosh, this person is dealing with it too.
Yeah. They're
It
not
feel
alone.
makes them,
They're not
you're
alone.
not alone. Yeah,
Exactly. And
exactly.
this is what I want everyone that's, watching this to know, is that you're not alone, and your story can help others as well. So
Yeah.
just keep moving forward in inspired action, aligned action. But in answer to, yes, it's very similar to what you just said there about the AA. The only person that can help a person that comes in fresh in AA, an alcoholic, is a former alcoholic, right? Somebody
Right.
who is sober now, because they can
Yes.
say, okay, I see you. This is where you are right now. You're drinking to cover your shame, your pain, like whatever it is they're drinking for, right?
Right.
And yet this system helped me. So their story, their message, and their magic, the magic is AA, right? It's the modality, right? Their
Mhm.
story, message, and magic gives the others still struggling, like the newbies,
Right.
hits, is what I call it. Hits, hope, inspiration, and tools,
Yeah.
so that they can do it too. Is that not super cool?
Yes, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. It makes so much sense. And so that's why we, as mission driven entrepreneurs, have to
Yeah.
be thinking about this when we show up, right? And that's what, really these like live streams are all about, is so we can help you be a more successful leader and really thrive in your
Yeah.
mission. There's different things that get in your way, right? From
Yes.
really showing up and having a successful like business. But it's not just having a business. You have a mission,
Yes.
and we
Yes.
want to help you deliver that in a way that
Amen.
really lands, right? So we'll wrap it here. I think it's a good
Yeah.
time to wrap this one. But if you have any comments or questions, leave those below. We definitely encourage you to share, your thoughts on this topic, especially, or if there's ways that we could serve you, please reach out to us individually. We'd love to hear from you. And we're going to be having a networking
Yay.
opportunity. We're excited. So we'll drop some information in that as well. We have a community already over on Facebook. And so if you're not in that community, I'll drop the link, and we want to get you together. We want to hear about your missions. We want to bring people together. Nobody does it alone, right? So we'd love to
Yeah.
be able to learn more about your mission and connect with like-minded people that really can help you, right? Help each other. This is how it's a win-win, right? When we have
I love it.
communities coming together. All right.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
until
And I
next
say
time.
like-hearted,
Oh,
because I
like-hearted.
do believe that heart-centered entrepreneurs are a special bunch, and we need each
Like-hearted.
other, right? We need to lock arms and fly together,
Yes.
because it's hard on our own. I could not do what I do without my incredible community.
No way.
So yeah, so I'm so grateful, and we're part of another beautiful community with Jonathan, and there's
Mhm.
just, yeah, we don't have to do it alone. And this is another community, Thrive in Your Mission
Yes.
community. So I'm
Hmm.
excited that we're going to be doing our first meetup real soon over Zoom. Yeah, thank you, Tavia. This was such a great, juicy
Yes.
conversation.
That was a good one. So
Yeah,
until next time,
yeah. We'll see
see
you soon.
you.
Bye,
See
guys.
you